Good evening, and welcome to the Riffers 900. Today, Big G is gonna take a look at a short film on how to take a test, which is pretty stupid because we already know how to take a test. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh my. We can't get any younger than this. How to take a test for smartasses. Centron, the gateway of success.
Now, before class is over, I want to remind you that we
You
will
all
have our test on
failed.
this unit next Wednesday. This test will be based on the work of the past 6 weeks.
Next Wednesday?
I would advise
I'm going to be jerking off to porn on that day.
Mariner, Julius Caesar, and the Idols of the King. It will be an essay-type test. There's the bell.
In other words, get the fuck out of my classroom.
Fred, could I see you a moment, please?
Am I in trouble?
Yes, you are, young man.
The
Big
test for
trouble.
next week, Fred.
No, I was just thinking about how much work I have to do between now and Wednesday.
You shouldn't have too much to do. You've been keeping up with your work. Your notes are in pretty good shape, aren't they?
Yeah, but I still
hope
got
so.
enough on my algebra
I can tell by
test.
your contributions in class that you've been understanding the material as we've gone along, haven't you?
Yes, it's plain as day when you're talking about it in class.
That's what makes me concerned about the difficulty you've had with the last test.
Have you ever
What
tried
idea
cheating on a
about having
test?
trouble
It
with
always
the test?
helps.
Gee, I don't know. I clutch or something.
That's what I thought. I can remember having the same trouble when I was in high school. I think I know what caused it.
Getting an erection.
Suppose I tell you how I think you're probably going about preparing for a test. When the test is first announced, you go home and get ready to do some reviewing.
By reviewing Mamma
If what you
Mia,
need to
that
review
movie
is in the
was
textbook,
shit.
You open your textbook, read for a few minutes, and then you close the book.
This textbook is
You
boring.
get restless and decide to postpone it for a while.
Well,
After all, there's
I'm
still a
gonna
lot
go
of
lick some
time to
pussy.
save.
Continue.
Day after day, you worry about the test, but you don't do
So
anything
Bella
to
and
prepare for it
Edward went to the bedroom and they...
until the night just before the test. Then you try to cram all of the
Cram?
facts into your
What?
head in one frantic study session. By the time you arrive in class for the examination, you're worn out.
I should have gone to the
Because
bathroom
you've
when I
been
have a
up half the night
chance.
cramming. You're tense and nervous, unsure of yourself. When the tests are passed out, you start writing your answers without really analyzing the questions. You just want to write everything down before you forget it. Of course you don't do as well as you should.
I didn't say
And the
anything,
grade you
teacher.
receive
Oh,
isn't a
sorry.
good indication of how much you know or of your ability to understand the subject. Am I right, Fred?
And that's about it. But I'm not going to wait around at the last minute to start reviewing for this test.
That's good, Fred. Now, let me tell you some things that will help you get ready for and take any test. Maybe tests aren't popular,
Or
but
famous.
they are necessary and justified. They help you to sum up what you have learned, and they let you know how well you're doing. They also help your teacher to know how good a job she's doing, whether she's getting the information across to you. When a test is announced, begin preparing for it right
ITHIC,
away,
meaning
even
stone.
while you're still in class. Listen carefully to the teacher's explanation of what the test is to be about, what it's to cover. Write this down in your notebook for reference in your reviewing.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
Begin reviewing by checking your notes and textbooks for the important points that will be covered by the test. Organize those main points and ideas so you'll remember them. Make sure you've mastered any new words, terms, and formulas in the material.
Like crap. That's a new
You may
word.
find it helpful to get together with a classmate and practice asking and answering questions that might be asked.
Even though you're gonna get an F on the
If you
test.
start reviewing soon enough, you'll have time to build up your confidence, and you won't have to cram.
What is cram?
You'll get the material sorted, filed, and organized. Last-minute cramming will do just the opposite. It takes time to learn, organize, and relate. Don't panic. Even if you are a bit nervous, just remember all the others feel the same way.
Except the
If
snobs.
you've
They're
prepared for the
snobby.
test properly, you'll do all right.
Can I still cheat?
Bring the
No!
materials you'll need for the test: a pen or pencil, paper, and whatever else the teacher has announced will be necessary. When you receive your copy of the test, look it over carefully. What are you asked to do? What kind of test is it?
A math test.
If it's an essay test, be sure you understand what the question asks you to do. Watch for instructions such as discuss, list, define, and outline, and follow the instructions.
If you don't, we'll unleash the hounds.
Decide how much time you can give in answering each question, and make
Call it
yourself
Dick
a
Tracy.
timetable.
Call it Dick Tracy.
Then organize your thoughts. Think out and jot down the main points of each answer.
Gee, the teacher's really pushing
Your
it.
answers count most, but don't forget that neatness, organization, spelling, and grammar also count on an essay test.
That's what they all say,
The
lady.
procedure is very much the same for taking a short answer test: true, false, multiple choice, matching, or completion. Read the directions carefully. Be sure you understand what you're asked to do.
So you'll win a trip to
If it's a true-false
Disneyland.
test, look for clues in the wording of the questions. Watch out for words such as always, never, often, and usually.
It's a trap.
The teacher isn't trying to trick you, but those words will influence your answer. If it's a multiple choice test, weigh your answers carefully. Mark the choice that is the best answer. If a question stumps you, skip over it and come back to it later.
Even though you may
Answer
get the
as
wrong
many
answer.
questions as you can, as fast as you can. Then come back to the questions you skipped over the first time. The answer may come to you the second time. If you have any time left, check your answers and make sure you have answered every question to the best of your ability.
Man, I hope I pass.
A test is valuable to you and your teacher only when it reflects your knowledge of the material covered. It should be a true measure of your
Can't
knowledge
wait to go
of
to
the subject,
Disneyland.
not your nervousness. When you know how to prepare for and take a test, you can feel sure that what you hand in is a good measure of your knowledge and ability. Give it a try, Fred, and see if it doesn't result in an improvement.
Well, I don't have much to lose. The system I've been using sure hasn't worked.
We'll discuss the test more in class tomorrow. That'll give you a chance to check up on your method.
Good. And thanks for the help.
That's why I'm here, Fred, to help you.
Now please get
remember,
out of my classroom.
Start preparing in time. Tonight. Fred took the advice. He began preparing during the discussion of the test. He listened carefully to the explanation of what the test would cover, what it would be about.
If only I have a
Fred
condom.
didn't panic as he reviewed for the test. He started in plenty of time to build his self-confidence, so he didn't have to cram.
Okay, what is that
He
word?
used
What
his
does it
notebooks,
mean?
Textbooks, and other reference materials to review the main points of the subject matter. He organized those important points and ideas carefully.
That don't look organized. It looks
He
sloppy.
made sure that he understood the new words and terms. When he had this information firmly in his mind, he and a classmate practiced answering questions that might be asked.
They also drink booze after that.
On the big day, Fred brought with him the materials he'd need: pencil and paper.
Here you
When he
go.
received
Good
his
luck.
copy of the test,
You'll
he
need it.
first studied the directions. He knew what kind of test it was, what he was asked to do. He decided how much time he could spend in answering each question, and then, before he wrote anything, he organized his ideas and made a rough outline. Fred gave consideration to neatness, organization, grammar, and spelling as he wrote his answers.
He also misspelled the words, but that was nothing.
After he'd completed the test, he checked his answers before turning in his paper. And when he finished, he knew that he'd answered the questions to the best of his ability, and without the panic and confusion which had troubled him in the past. The proof that this method was superior came when Fred's test paper was returned.
Really? Just one
His new
word?
system
How about
had
an
paid
A?
off. Tests play an important part in your education.
But it makes you
They
look
help
like a
you to fix what you
smartass.
learn, and they help your teacher to know how well you have learned. They help her to know how well her teaching gets across. And learning how to prepare for and take tests not only helps you learn, but also ensures that what you put down on a test is a fair and accurate indication of what you know and can do.
And remember, kids, if you fail the test, blame it on your teachers and get them fired. Good night, everybody!